Welcome back to What No One Tells You About Being Chronically Ill. We are going to talk about this week, guys, gaslighting, in particular medical gaslighting. Okay, I obviously was diagnosed a very long time ago now, and even to this day, I have a diagnosis and I'm still gaslit and I still gaslight myself. So that's what we're going to talk about. I hope everyone has had a lovely week and I hope everyone is having a flare-free Friday. I for sure have been going through it this week. I'm not going to lie to you. Been really struggling, but I'm coming out the other side of it. So here we are, we're showing up, and that's all that matters. So in terms of gaslighting, I find that you do get you get gaslit by medical professionals mainly, but you also get gaslit around other aspects of your life. So for instance, maybe like your family and friends not believing you, or like maybe someone not really understanding that it's that bad, or someone maybe being a bit naive to it, do you know what I mean? Or basically they could just kind of blame it on the fact that you're a woman or it's a period condition. And I find that I still get that quite a lot. Like I find that like the people I have in my life right now, they know a lot about endometriosis and they know me. They know I don't shy away from a conversation when it comes to stuff like that, but I still get it. And like I said, I'm waiting for my second surgery. So I'm going to be having a robotic excision surgery this time. Bearing in mind, I've already got an endometriosis diagnosis, but I've still got that panic and fear in my brain going, what about if they don't find it? Or what about if it's not what they thought it was, or it's something else? Like, and I'm sitting there doing that to myself now, and I've been on that whole journey of getting a diagnosis. So that's obviously why it does take so long for people to get diagnosed, but also for people to be listened to and heard. Like, I think the UK average is like 7 to 10 years for an actual diagnosis, but it's definitely probably longer because obviously there's a lot of people that don't even know they've got endometriosis or they've got anything really going on with their like female health and stuff. So that's what I've definitely found. I don't think the medical gaslighting gets any better. Like I think in every aspect of health, it could be for anything. Like I could like walk into A&E with like, I don't know, a migraine, and they'll say it's your menstrual cycle or it's your hormones or something. And you are treated differently because you menstruate and because you're a woman. And I really, really firmly believe that. And I know a lot of other people believe that as well. And it's definitely something that is amplified when you've got a chronic illness such as like endometriosis, adenomyosis, fibromyalgia, all that kind of stuff. I have like hundreds of thousands of comments like every single day saying the same thing. People will say, I keep being fobbed off, or they keep telling me it's constipation or IBS. And that is just a classic sign of medical misogyny because they are just completely palming you off because they don't believe it's a real issue. But 9 times out of 10, honestly, it is. And I always say to people, whether you've got a diagnosis or not, your pain is still valid. And whatever you're experiencing is still real. You trust your body better than anybody else. And honestly, like 7 doctors could sit there and say to you that something is like everything's fine, you got nothing to worry about. And then on the eighth one, that eighth doctor could really look at it and really go through everything and go, that's what's going on, that's what you've got going on, or that's what's wrong. You know, I had many doctors turn around to me and say it's not endometriosis. Even before I was going down to my surgery, it was like, we don't think it's endometriosis. And then I woke up and I was like, it's endometriosis. So it's like, it just proves that just trust your gut instinct and trust your body because you do know that better than anyone else. And I think that's also like a key thing to talk about as well, like amongst others, like people in your life, whether that's co-workers, family, friends, whatever, because people do generally still think it is a period condition, and it's not. It's a full body condition, and that is the issue with this condition. It is so vast and it's so complicated, yet it's so underfunded and under-researched, and misogyny is at the root of it, and it's something that we all still face even if we've got a diagnosis or not. If I think back to like my first initial appointments and stuff, whenever I was going there was just like, it's just because of your period, or people around me was just like, it's your period. But then I was soon realizing that my periods was a lot heavier and I was being affected by them a lot more than the people around me. So I definitely knew something was going on. But again, I still kind of just like palmed it off and I gaslit myself into thinking there was nothing wrong. And I do think, especially a large proportion of the endometriosis community, I know I can speak for a lot of the girls I speak to and for myself, you do gaslight yourself. You do get in your own head and go, am I being dramatic? Is it this bad? Do I have the right to feel this way? And you have all these emotions, and that does stem from, again, like medical misogyny in like the healthcare space, because you're thinking, if this doctor is telling me something is not going on and it's fine and they're the medical professional, surely that's right. And that's how I felt as well. That is really how I felt. And I'm not trying to say like that won't ever happen, because there is going to be really good doctors out there that do listen, and you never know, someone might get tested and it might be something else. But the root issue is, if you've still got an issue and it's not been found and there's something like it's not been detected, then they need to still keep fighting and helping you find what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Like they can't just leave you, because then you're in that same situation. And that's obviously where like Jess's Law comes in and stuff. You might have seen, like, do some research on it, but obviously this is where, like, if you go to your GP more than 3 times, like, they have to refer you. This young woman went to the GP fighting because she wasn't very well, had X, Y, and Z symptoms, and they just kind of palmed her off. And then she obviously had cancer and sadly passed away. And if that doesn't just prove how women get treated in healthcare, I don't know what does. And, you know, I have been told categorically it is definitely not endometriosis. I had a surgery and they found endometriosis. So yeah, I think the whole point of this video, girls, is just remember to trust your judgment. Your pain is valid with or without a diagnosis, and you will always be your own biggest advocate. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching, and we'll stay tuned for the next one. Let me know whether you want me to delve into anything deeper next week. Happily will. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.